Welcome back, my fellow Redditors. Today we're going to be diving deep into the world of Reddit. Yes, we're going to be talking about Reddit. We're going to be going into Reddit today. Reddit is full of storytellers, right? Redditors are great storytellers. They've got so many infamous stories on there, and you know, a lot of tall tales. Are they true? Are they not? We don't know. We will never know. So today we're going to be diving into the scariest Reddit stories, the scary stories that Reddit has to offer, the scary stories that these Redditors have to offer. True experiences, right? True. These are all real. Everything that we're going to read today is real. Warning, everything we are reading is real. We're just going to Reddit, reading some stories, specifically scary ones, on r/nosleep. So this is basically where all the creepypastas go nowadays. I think back in the day, most creepypastas would be posted on Creepypasta Wiki or r/x or whatever. But now most creepypastas come from here, and yeah, we're essentially reading a creepypasta. Creepypastas are the first things I read on this channel. Did you know that? The first reading video I made was a creepypasta, and the audio was completely in the left ear, and I was too dumb and I didn't know what to do about it, because I was fucking dumb. But now I'm experienced, and now I will do it perfectly. The audio is not going to be in the left ear, so don't worry. This is a perfect creepypasta reading. I am basically Creepy Smackpasta. I am basically Let's Read. I am basically Mr. Creepypasta. I am all of those people. In fact, I'm better than those people, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. Alright, I'm going to prove it, because I'm a professional reader. So the first story we are going to read from r/nosleep is this story right here, which is called I'm a Sex Worker. This is the story of the Wormpocalypse by u/mandark. Before making this video, I found out that the guy who wrote this has his own subreddit for some reason. I don't know why. I also found out that this story was posted on a college website or an education website. Yeah, it was posted on Course Hero for some reason. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. Apparently this is also an ongoing series, but who the fuck gives a shit about any of the other stories? This one has the most interesting title, The Wormpocalypse. We're gonna be learning about the Wormpocalypse. What is it? What happened? What happened during the Wormpocalypse? I wanna know. I'm gonna find out. I am a sex worker, have been one for over 10 years now, and in those long years I've had sessions at a wide variety of places, in tiny rooms of dingy motels and in royal suites of luxury hotels, in wet backseats of cars that smell of cigarettes and stale body odour, and on a poolside lounge chairs in spacious mansions. Frankly, I fucked in every place where two people can possibly get it on. In this city, that is. I've basically fucked everybody. I've fucked everybody in this city. Everybody in this city has a little bit of me inside them, because I've been inside them. I have fucked literally everyone. But nothing, and I do mean nothing, beats the brothel, fondly known as the establishment. It may not have the comfort of a 7-star hotel, or the glittering view of Widow's Point, or the glittering view of Widow's Point on Slouching Hill at the end of the valley, but it more than makes up for it in terms of safety and familiarity. To be surrounded by men with guns who are paid to protect you, and by girls who know what it's like to be you, really puts your heart at ease. You're surrounded by so many dangerous people who could rip the heads off of anyone they wanted. Big guys with big muscles, big biceps, big guns. They've got fucking machine guns, AK-47s. They've got fucking missile launchers. They've got everything that they could possibly need to fucking fight people off. People are fucking itching and clawing to get into the brothel. You know, it's like fucking Nazi zombies, man. Helps you prepare for the messed up shit your screwed up clients want you to do. And our madame was the cherry on top. We were lucky to have someone like her who treated us well. Maybe even respected us a little. Just maybe, I don't know. I think she might fucking despise us, but I think there's a little bit of respect there. I mean, come on. She smiled at me once. There's gotta be some respect there. That is why it was such a great relief that the establishment opened back up 3 weeks after the abhorrent worm incident. Home visits were fine, but it was at the establishment that I performed my best. Even my clients could sense that. Some of them told me that the sessions felt a little off as I hadn't been fully into it. Broke their immersion, hurt the quality of the service. Yeah man, you're not in character, you're breaking the immersion of this, entire roleplay session right here. I honestly can't immerse myself in this story. Like, I'm just trying to imagine that I'm in this world that we're creating right now, but I can't, because you literally, what you did is you fucking coughed. I'm sorry, it just took me out of the world. Really bad storytelling and world building. Yeah, 0 out of 10. That really annoys me, because I had only gotten as far as I had by giving my clients as authentic of an experience as they had imagined in their fantasies. Really, it felt good to be back. Damp walls, cracked tiled floor, the sound of traffic rushing in through the windows. It all brought a smile to my face. With all the craziness of the past couple of weeks, it was a relief to be back to a relatively mundane routine. However, I should have crossed my fingers before counting my blessings. Too much crazy shit had happened in the past couple of weeks, and I had been a little too enthusiastic in forgetting all about it. Serial killers in disappearing houses, gangrenous dicks, shooting out worm-riddled sperm, gangrene angriness is what I'm feeling right now because I'm upset at the fact that I can't read properly. An invisible monster hunting a friend who was still missing. I had made a conscious decision to shove it all in a dark corner of my mind. Why? I don't know. Maybe I was just trying to protect myself. Felt that my sanity would start to fray like an old cotton rag if I let myself think too deeply about shit that was far too oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. My excuse is for not reading properly is that I'm reading it at night and I'm so tired because I've been working all day. You don't know how hard it is to just like sit down here. Like I've been working so hard and I'm just so tired. And that's my excuse, alright? I don't have time for this video, alright? I've shoved this video into my schedule, my very busy schedule, and I don't really have time for this, because I've been so busy, so hard work, I'm such a hard working person. You know, I'm just recording this video because I gotta get it out as soon as possible. Because you know me, I'm a super busy YouTuber on a tight schedule. I'm a real professional, serious YouTuber. And yeah, that's my reason that I can't read properly. I'm reading at night because, you know, like I said, back in the day, it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it all just terrified me. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not really good with all that introspection stuff. It was a mistake, of course. You can sweep shit under the rug all you like. Doesn't mean it won't stink up your house. And it did. Stink up my house in a major way, that is. Started the very night we moved back into the establishment. That night which marked the beginning of the worm-pocalypse. Oh my fucking god. The worm-pocalypse is here. It's upon us. It's gonna happen. Holy shit, I am so scared. It happened just after my third appointment that night. The wet smell of bodily fluids had started to replace the chemical stench of fumigation. I was glad the latter was dissipating, as every little whiff was reminding me of that fucked up sight I had witnessed along with Victoria, that poor girl. I hadn't even seen her since the night her demon stalker shot up at the Lebanese restaurant across the street. Where was she? I hope she was safe. I have no fucking idea what they're talking about. I mean, this is part of the deep lore. I haven't read the previous parts or any of the parts, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know who she's talking about, but whatever, man, whatever. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As my client pulled his pants back up, I decided to go out to the balcony for a smoke. I threw on my black robe, took the pack of cigarettes and lighter out of the bedside drawer and padded across the room towards the balcony. I'm using the term balcony very loosely here. It was a cramped little extension of the fire escape that connected all the rooms on that floor, but there was enough space to stand there at least, enough to lean against a metal railing and feel the wind on your face. The view wasn't all that shabby either. A commercial area was splayed out behind the establishment, some liquor shops, some restaurants, a pharmacy, a boutique and a salon. Man, it's fucking beautiful out here. It's mental out here. It's beautiful out here, man. It's fucking pretty out here. I shivered as I stepped out on the balcony, popped a cigarette in my mouth and lit it. As I took a long drag on it, I noticed someone else out there, next to the door of the room to the left of mine. It was Elise, another girl working at the establishment. Last time I had seen her was when I had accompanied her to the madame's office after a portion of the roof above her room had collapsed on top of her. She had seemed dazed then, like what had happened just didn't register to her. I thought she was in shock. How was she doing now? Hey, I greeted, exhaling thick plumes of smoke, blowing smoke in her face, because I just don't give a shit. I'm just trying to seem all nice to her so that I can seem like a good person, but in reality I don't fucking care, I don't give a shit. She was naked, standing next to the door on the tips of her toes, like a ballerina. Her arms were high above her head, touching the ceiling. You really should put on some clothes, you know, I said. Don't want to catch a cold. And that would perfectly affect her earnings. Not enough perverts out there who get off to the taste of snot, I'm afraid. She didn't respond, just twirled, ever so slightly away from me. Elise? I said. You okay? Now's not the time for ballerina. Come on, man, your hopes and dreams are over, man. You're not a ballerina. No response. Her fingers caressed to the ceiling, drawing circular patterns in the dust. Was she high? Elise, I repeated, louder this time. She froze, as if she'd suddenly turned into a statue. She's obviously heard me, but wasn't responding. Cold breeze brushed my spine, making me shiver. I opened my mouth to call out to her again, but stopped myself, because she moved. She bent her head, moved it downwards, slowly, almost cautiously, until her chin rested on her chest. I saw that her mouth was open, locked in an O shape. She's trying to say something. What's she trying to say? What's she trying to say? Omega? Omega lol? Lol? Lulz? Epic? Ruffle? Funny? I think she's a Reddit just like me. I could see her right eye from this angle. It was wide open, eyelids sliding back, almost sinking into the socket, and then she swung her neck, sharply, until her eyes were locked onto mine. I gasped. There was a worm, moving in her left eyeball. Long, fat, so fat it looked like it would pop right out, slithered around her pupil like a snake circling a rock. The unnerving sight turned my stomach into knots. Holy shit! It's a fucking zombie apocalypse! I'm gonna fucking grab my shotgun and blast her, and I'm gonna get all the ladies, because this is a badass zombie apocalypse. She leaned forward, just the upper body. Her arms were still fixed on the ceiling as she stayed on her tiptoes. The fact that she was maintaining balance in such a good odd position was simply unbelievable. Her left arm left the ceiling, dropped down to her side lifelessly. A hollow metallic thunk rang out as Elise fell forward, her head smashing into the metal railing of the fire escape as she crashed to the floor. Fuck! I exclaimed. Elise! I dropped down to my knees and reached towards her to try and help her up. I recoiled in shock as her body jerked and shifted onto her side, almost in a spastic motion. Left hand shot up and grabbed at the railing, then her right leg swung up and over her head, before looping around her left arm. She thrust her head into the gap between her thigh and calf. Her right arm blindly tried to grasp for something. What the fuck was she doing? It was almost as if she couldn't control her body. Good God, was it because of the worm? Was she losing control over her own muscles because of the worm? Was she, and I shuddered at the thought, going to suffer the same safe fate as the man with the explosive penis? I guess this is in the deep lore. I don't know what the fuck the explosive penis is. They just casually mention the explosive penis as if I'm supposed to know what the fuck the explosive penis is. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the law. What's going on, man? I could hear her breathing. It was sharp. Shallow, raspy. Sounded like a dozen holes had been punched through her lungs. Elise, come on, let's get you out of this mess. She answered by further tightening her limbs around herself. She was tying herself into knots, literally. I moved once again to wrap my arms around her. It made her snarl. I jumped back. A horrific thought crossed my mind. I imagined her teeth sinking into my arm, the word worm leaving her body, travelling into mine and conquering my brain. It scared me so much I contemplated not helping her at all. Fuck this bitch, I'm out of here, man. I'm going to my car, I'm driving away, I'm out of this joint. Fuck this place. Fuck Elise, I don't care. We didn't even speak. Like I said, I was only trying to be nice when I spoke to her. I don't give a shit. I'm gone. Easy, I'm not gonna hurt you. Then, with frighteningly Herculean strength, she hoisted herself up until she was sitting on top of the rusted metal railing, which groaned and swayed under her weight, cause she's so fucking fat and heavy. Jesus Christ, man, lose some weight, Elise. What are you doing? Her head was still locked inside her leg, slightly tilted as she stared off into the distance with eyes that just refused to blink. Elise? I said, you need to move away from the railing. You are going to fall. Could she even hear me or understand what I was saying? Fuck. But was she even conscious? Her body juddered as if a current ran through her. The railing creaked dangerously. Elise! I yelled as she leaned to her left and fell, and immediately landed with a wet smack. We were only 2 floors up, but that fall wasn't good. It sounded horrible. I took a quick step forwards towards the railing. Wailing? My God, dude. What the fuck? My mouth is so dry. I've got this water next to me, but my mouth is still so dry. Cure my mouth, please, water. Please, I want to read properly, but I can't. Blame the water. It's not me. I'm not the problem. It's the water. It's the water supply. Whoever's supplying me with this water, it's their fault that I can't read properly. I took a quick step towards the railing, bent my neck and looked down, biting back a scream at what I saw on the asphalt down there. The way her body was bent, it was all wrong, terribly so. elbows smashed, kneecaps turned to goo, bones from spinal cord jutting out of her neck, and the worms. I had been wrong. There wasn't just one worm in her body, there were hundreds of them, and they poured out of the newly smashed holes in her broken body, crawling over bones and flesh, and writhing and slithering on the ground. The sight made bile rise up in my throat. A crowd quickly gathered up around her, taking pictures, cheering. They were cheering and taking pictures. Woo! Yeah, yes now, taking videos, selfies. Fuck yeah, this shit rocks. It was beyond the realms of possibility. But Elise moved. Her limbs flailed around, sprayed blood and gore on those who had surrounded her body, as she then scuttled away in odd jerking motions, like some crab-like monster. The crowd erupted in a cacophony of screams and moved away from her. Heart pounding in my chest, I ran back inside, quickly fumbled for my phone in a drawer, and dialed Lil Pimp's number after bringing my hands under control. Lil Pimp? Who the fuck? Famous rapper Lil Pimp? Man, I think I've heard of that guy. I think he makes epic music. After telling him what I had just seen, I ran down to Madame's office for the same. What? Alright, well, Lil Pimp's gonna fix this whole situation. Lil Pimp is gonna see Elise. He's gonna get his gun out, shoot her, and like, alright, that's it. Let's get out of here. Fuck this bitch. See, because that's gangster shit. You put a gangster up against a zombie girl, gangster's gonna win. Because gangsters are gangster, you know? Leave a like if you are also a gangster like me and Lil Pimp. We searched all night. We didn't find her. Didn't find her for 11 days, in fact. 11 days we waited in tense silence, doing our jobs half-heartedly, wondering if someone else would be infected by those disgusting worms again. I was suspected the most, considering the fact that I had the closest contact with Elise. Well, me and Victoria. But she was missing too, and that only made everyone even more suspicious of me. Even a visit from a doctor familiar with the sketchy part of the city couldn't help. Fuck, with how strange things were happening around me, I was starting to get suspicious of myself. Like, fuck man, there might be worms in my body. I've got worms! I spoke to Lil Pimp and told him that if he were to find where either Elise or Victoria were, to tell me about it as soon as he could, which he did, and the ensuing conversation took the madness to a complete new level. Hello, Natasha? It's me. Hey, I replied, tensed, wondering what he was going to tell me. So I found Elise. Oh, that's great. Yep, tracked her down to an abandoned warehouse. I don't think she's doing all that well. Well, what do you mean? What are you trying to say, Lil Pimp? What's going on? What have you done to her, Lil Pimp? Pause. Yeah, you'll see it for yourself when you get here. But that's not the important part. See, I found someone else here too. Someone who's waiting for me outside the warehouse. I felt a lump in my throat. Who? Victoria? He sounded tense. Afraid even. No, but close. It's the guy in the trench coat. The one who shot up the restaurant that you and Victoria were at. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but again, I don't know the deep lore. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What is this? What the fuck's he doing here? I don't know. It feels all connected, doesn't it? But he wouldn't tell me. Wait, I said. You actually talked to him? Yeah, I know. Reckless, right? To be fair, the bastard came up on me before I could try killing him once again. You know, I killed him once, I'll kill him again. But he snuck on me, said hi, I said hi back. We became good friends. We have each other's number. I can text him whenever I want. He's actually not a bad guy. Said he just wanted to talk. To you. About Victoria. And Elise. And that's the end. So this guy in the trench coat's trying to talk to fucking the main character, whoever that is. I don't know. There's so much law, layers of law. There's layers and layers of law. So yeah, that was the first story we read today. How scary was it? Rated from 1 to 10 on the scariness level. I think it was pretty scary. I don't know, worms are kind of gross. I don't like worms. I don't like girls with worms. And also, time for me to read that poem that I found early before. I am a sex worker. This is the story of the wormpocalypse. If this is my only competition, how am I not already internet famous? The first of my stories to make waves is arguably the worst of mine. Now I see why art is dead. The people forgot what art is. Yeah, if we got stories like fucking this one, people have forgotten what art is. How come I'm not famous? What the fuck is going on? Society, man. They fucking make the shit become famous because they don't know what art is, man. Fucking. Alright, so that was that story. And I'm gonna move on to another one, but not right now because I'm too tired and I want to go to sleep. And it's too scary at night, and I don't want to read any more scary stories at night. I don't know. I'm gonna record during the day, so I'm gonna stop the recording here and I'm gonna come back. I'll be back, but on a different day. Okay, bye. I'm back. It's a nice sunny day. It's the middle of the day, it's a nice sunny day. Sunshine is in my face, and I'm ready to read more scary stories. So now it's less scary around me, the environment is less scary, so, you know, I'm feeling good. I feel like I can approach this next scary story. Alright, so this scary story is really scary. So if I was to read this at night, I would actually fucking shit myself. Alright, I would be in bed cowering in fear. Alright, it's a good thing I'm reading this during the day. Yeah, let's just unbox this story. Let's just analyze it. Let's just open up this story. Let's see what it's all about. Let's go for it. Let's go! This story is called I Met a Girl in a Video Game Lobby a Few Days Ago. I'm not sure she is who she claims to be. By u/Prizrak171980. Alright, so this story, just from the title alone, very scary. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of us, you know. You meet someone online, seems like it's a girl gamer, you know, a fellow gamer, and you hit them up, be like, oh, you wanna go on a date, you wanna talk about your favourite video games, your favourite Fortnite skins, and you meet up, and it turns out it's actually a 40-year-old dude called Steve, and he wants your credit card number. You know, it's happened to a lot of us. So this story is going to be very relatable, and it's going to be very scary. Alright, let's get into it. I am genuinely a paranoid person. Most of the nights I can't sleep, because I keep constantly sitting up and looking around, checking all the dark corners of my room. I keep thinking there's girl gamers, cat girl gamers in the corner of my room. I'm sleeping in bed, I see a cat girl gamer with headphones on, going meow in the corner of my room. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn on my lights and she's not there anymore. What the fuck is going on? Gaming is haunting my dreams. Nearly every single time absolutely anything happens to me, my mind goes through every possible bad scenario that can follow. A lot of people keep telling me that I should go see a shrink, and they are right. However, I personally think that paranoia isn't that bad, at least for me. Always thinking through all the bad scenarios helps me prepare for the possible danger ahead, and this time, it saved my life. So actually, paranoia is a superpower. I can predict the future with my paranoia. They call me, what's my superhero name, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. I'll think of it in a second. I am from Russia. I have lived most of my life in Russia, and my first language is Russian. When I was around 14, my family moved to live in the UK. You're in the fucking UK? What the fuck? You know, you were in Russia, that was all good and all, but you moved to UK with British people? Watch out, you might get infected. You know what British people are like. I went to a private international school, that's even worse, with barely any knowledge of the English language. After a few weeks, I could already communicate well enough with the people around me. When I was 18, I was lighting up a joint in college bathroom during break time. Some of the ash flew off, setting the toilet paper on fire. Minutes later, the entire bathroom was engulfed in flames. That, along with the 80% of absence from class, became the reason for my expulsion from school. Jesus, man. I destroyed the entire school. I burnt it down. It was all my fault just because I was trying to smoke weed and shit. This is my superhero origin story. This is how I got my powers. I burnt down the entire school, killing millions of people, and that gave me superpowers. I got all of the energy, all of the souls of the people that I killed went into my heart and gave me extreme paranoia. Yeah, that's my origin story. Make a movie about me. That is how I moved back to Russia a year ago. Little did I know someone was desperately waiting for me to get back. Someone who I didn't know. Someone who wasn't a human. Everything started with a simple game on my phone. In the game, 2 out of 10 players are traitors. The goal... Wait. Hang on. This game sounds very familiar. You've got 10 players, 2 out of 10 of them are traitors. You might say imposters, even. What was this game called? I think I've played this before. Well, whatever. I don't know. Can't remember. Must not be that popular. The goal is to chat with each other and find out who the traitor is. Then vote them out. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Forget about the game. Just stop thinking about the game. Forget about it. It's not important. The point is that most of my days in Russia, I've spent staying at home, playing this game. I preferred to play on the English-speaking servers so that I wouldn't forget the language and interact with people who wouldn't swear at me every few seconds. This one day, I was playing with some random people. 2 guys from the lobby interacted with me the most. We kept playing together for a few more hours. Sometimes between the games, another player joined us. I don't remember seeing this person actually connecting to the server. Neither do I remember when exactly they appeared. I do, however, know that this player wrote, "I don't speak English. in the chat when being voted out. After a minute or so, I was voted out too. The game has a separate chat for people who have already been voted out, and the ones still debating. I couldn't even explain myself. Words in Russian appeared in the chat box. Oh, so you are from Russia? I asked in my native tongue. Yeah, I thought all of you spoke English. The writing indicated that it was a girl. I can tell. All girls type the same. There's actually a separate language. There's like a half subgenre of language of Russian. Is that what you would call it? A subdialect of Russian, specifically for the women. So women use that version of Russian to speak, so that you know that they are in fact women. Well, I can speak both, was the last message that I wrote before the game ended, and a new one started. After that, I kept interacting a lot with the two guys I met, however, also writing something in Russian from time to time, to translate or explain something that the others said to the girl. Some time passed. One of the guys told us that he had to leave, so we decided to exchange discords. Before I had time to write them down, the chat disappeared and both of my new friends got kicked out from the server. Shit! I swore in Russian in the chat box. Did you manage to take a screenshot? The Russian girl replied. No. Well, I did. I can add you and send it to you if you want, she wrote with a smiley face. Alright, thanks. I answered, looking forward to playing with those people again. Soon after, I received a friend invite from the girl. Sophia was her Discord name, along with a profile picture of a barely visible face. You could tell it was a girl. However, the picture seemed almost too dark to see any facial features. Who the heck would put their real name and upload a selfie of themselves on fucking Discord? Hang on a minute, just hang on a minute. What the fuck is going on here? I'm looking at this picture right now, honestly, I can't even tell what's going on. Is this a woman? Is this a femoid? Or what? Is it just a guy with long hair? What's going on? I thought to myself before receiving two photos from her. One was the screenshot of the Discord names, both mine and the other two. The second one was a screenshot of a random thing that I wrote in the chat while playing. What unnerved me wasn't the writing, it was the fact that unlike the first screenshot, this one almost seemed like a photo taken off the phone's screen. You could barely make out a reflection in it. It was a face. From the quality of the photo, you could tell that it wasn't taken directly in front of the phone. It seemed like the camera was a few steps back from it. After staring into the photo for a while, I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up. The face in the reflection was mine. What the fuck? I took this picture? What the fuck? I am Sophia? I've catfished myself? You could barely even see that the thing in the reflection of the phone screen was a face, but I was sure it was mine. It's not even that I saw it, it was more like I knew it, felt it even. Without a second thought, I jerked my head back to see if there was anyone behind me. There was nothing there, but an empty dark hallway with a mirror at the end of it. It was a bit too dark to see what was in the mirror itself, but I did clearly make out a silhouette of myself standing in the kitchen. I stood up from my chair, pushed it back into the table, grabbed a pack of cigarettes and a lighter, turned the lights on, and left my apartment. But I'm out of here, man. Fuck this shit. Fucking Haunted Among Us game. Jesus, man. I'm not into this kind of stuff. I'm not into these scary stories and shit. Let me smoke my cigarettes. Let me go outside into the Russian snow. I closed the door behind me, heading past the elevators toward the emergency staircase. There's a random link here. I don't know what. Hang on, let me click on this link. Oh, it's a picture of a staircase. Okay. I stepped onto the staircase flight, looking at the. What has happened? I stepped onto the staircase flight, looking at the lonely cars driving through the dark street outside the window. As I began to light the cig, it hit me when I saw my reflection in the mirror. It was standing, when in fact, I myself was sitting on the chair by the table. What the fuck? My reflection is getting more exercise than me? Can't be having this, what the fuck? I lit up the cigarette with my shaky hands, slowly inhaling the smoke as the panic started to fade away. I stood there in silence, trying to relax and pretend that all of this was my own imagination, and it probably was the paranoia taking over again. Various thoughts kept going through my mind. It could have been a stalker. Maybe someone snuck into my apartment. Perhaps it was an ancient demon who was hunting me and trying to scare its prey before attacking. After a minute or so of smoking, the thoughts were nearly gone. I assured myself it was just my mind playing tricks on me, and nothing more than that. Anyway, it's a completely random person I met on the internet. What could they possibly know about me? Well, it's not an ancient demon, it's not a stalker. I know exactly what it is. It's literally the imposter. The imposter is coming after you. The imposter came out of the game and is now chasing you, hunting you down. Jesus, man. You gotta watch out. You gotta do all your tasks quick. After extinguishing the cigarette, I started walking back to my apartment door. Just a moment before I reached the elevators, I can swear I saw a dark silhouette standing on the staircase flight. in my peripheral vision. I decided to ignore it, the buzz from the nicotine dulling my senses. I entered the apartment, bright lights of the bulbs greeting me with calmness. I went back to the kitchen, sat down in a chair, picked up my phone and opened Discord. Looking at the second photo again, nothing was unusual about it. It was just a normal screenshot, same as the other one. I thought to let it go, and not ask Sophia why she would take a random screenshot of me talking to other players in the middle of a game. Nicotine still strong in my blood. Nothing unusual seemed to happen, not until a bit later, for the least. Can I join your Discord call in the next match? Sophia's message had appeared on the screen. Sorry. No girls allowed. You know the rules. I'm sorry, Sophia. I know that maybe you are actually the imposter, but, no girls allowed. Sorry. I don't think we're going to play now. Maybe a bit later. I was thinking to make myself some dinner right now. I responded. Don't choke on your food. Don't fucking die. She wrote with that creepy smiley face at the end once again. That creepy smiley face. That ultra scary emoji that was staring right back at me. Gave me chills down my spine. I locked my phone, grabbing 2 metal pots from the kitchen counter, ready to cook myself a nice dinner. Ready to cook myself something nice. I'm gonna cook myself some fucking Do you only play on the English-speaking servers? Sophia texted. Most of the time, yeah, I replied, trying to make myself think that this is absolutely an ordinary girl who I just met in a video game, and there is nothing wrong about her, yet still paranoid it might be a stalker of a sort, who joined my lobby just to get the chance to talk to me. For practicing English? She asked without a moment passing. No, I speak it somewhat better than Russian even. Hold up. How old are you? Her message taking less than a second to appear. Guess. I'm from 17 to 46 years old. I wrote, not entirely willing to reveal my age. 19. As the numbers appeared on my screen a millisecond later, a sense of severe paranoia filled me for a few moments. How could she possibly guess my age that fast on the first try? Thoughts that it is a stalker, a murderer, or some cryptid creature started to fill my mind once again, despite how hard I tried to ignore them. You shouldn't ignore it, it's the imposter. It's literally the imposter. He's going to kill you and he's going to win the game. Don't let him do it. Yeah, you guessed right. I responded after a minute or two, taking a sip of warm tea, uneasiness fading away. Did you learn English yourself or what? Feels like she doesn't even type the messages. It's like all of them are prepared beforehand. No, I lived in the UK for 4 years. It was fucking terrible. I told her, being somewhat proud of myself. Yes. What do you mean yes? I was confused. How was the UK? Did you go to a private international school where you burnt down the bathroom while lighting a joint? I don't know, it's just a kind of a guess, I don't know. Sophia's message paralysed me. I couldn't move. I wasn't breathing. I felt my face get red and little streams of sweat started to form on my forehead. Do we know each other? I sent the message, feeling terrified, suspecting that it may be an old friend from Russia, playing a prank on me. But how could they join my game? Why would they even take a prank so far? No response comes after that. Who are you? Who am I? Such a philosophical question. I am an idea. I'm an idea. I'm not even real. I am a representation of your subconsciousness. This is all a metaphor for the fact that you are actually a murderer. You killed everyone in your school. You burned down the buildings. You killed everyone. And I am the physical representation of that. I know only one Sophia, and I highly doubt that it's you. I texted, already fully covered in sweat, extreme paranoia and fear wrapping themselves around my mind. Dark and scary thoughts rushing through my head. Whoever it was, they sent me 2 more screenshots. Both were of absolutely random messages that I wrote throughout the game. There was nothing special about them. It was just me communicating and trying to find out who the traitor was in the game. The next hour I spent desperately trying to figure out who the person was, threatening them, demanding the full real name, and to answer my questions about whether we knew each other or not. Although I didn't pay much attention out of fear and anger, I could feel a strange presence in my apartment. Every few moments, I would look around the kitchen and into the hallway, sometimes seeing odd shapes in my peripheral vision, but try not to think about them too much. At some points, I was certain that something moved in the hallway as soon as I looked at it, or that I saw eyes just outside my window. In terms of texting, everything was rather normal. Whoever it was did not reveal themselves, however, did agree to have a voice call. I once again took my cigarettes and went to the staircase. Despite me trying to call and text Sophia, she did not reply. She was offline. She's too busy fucking running around my apartment, making a mess of everything. Like, you stop running around, man. Answer my texts, answer my messages. Just before lighting the tip of the cancer stick, I heard laughter. There was something odd about it. It wasn't quiet, neither was it loud. It sounded like it came from 2 or 3 floors below me. It freaked me out. Besides the fact that it is just strange that someone is laughing out on an emergency staircase in the middle of the night, there was something else. It didn't sound human. It is really hard to explain, as normally, humans are the only ones capable of making sounds representing laughter. But It definitely wasn't normal human laughter. There was something dark to it, evil even. It sounded like a mocking laugh. I quickly lit up my cigarette and inhaled the smoke. The laughing was gone at an instant. They're laughing at me. They're laughing at me because my gaming skills were fucking trash. Stop laughing at me. I'm not bad at games. You are. You're bad at games. Don't make fun of me, please. After smoking, I became relatively calm. I just wanted to go to sleep and forget about it all, thinking that it was probably just a stupid prank, which gave me a sense of paranoia. It wouldn't be a problem if I just get in a call with Sophia the next day and find out who it really is. I went to bed, plugged my earphones in, turned on some calm music as I always do, and for the first time in a while, I fell asleep without a problem. Every single dream that I have ever had when I was 6 was a lucid dream. I can control every single part of it, wake up whenever I wanted to. This was different. Thou. I had the exact same dream, over and over again, the entire night. I could not control it, no matter the fact I knew it was a dream. I was of myself, walking in a forest. As I kept walking through it, I had a feeling of being watched. I constantly looked around, but there was nothing there, up until the moment that I looked directly in front of me. A few meters away, behind an old rotting tree, there was a figure. Despite the fact of it being a dream, I felt chills run down my spine. The figure slowly moved out from behind the tree, its features impossible to tell in the darkness. It was humanoid shaped, average height, and what seemed to be dark grey skin. Where its face was supposed to be, there was nothing but deep sockets. I didn't even see the eyes. I don't think it had any. That didn't stop me from feeling its gaze, but it wasn't staring into my eyes or at my face, it was staring deep into my soul. I need to fucking... Look, I'm gonna use my superpowers. This is a super villain. They're trying to take my powers away from me. I'm gonna fight them, alright? I'm gonna beat them up. I smoke cigarettes. I am tougher than you. Fuck you, demon. Come at me. It made its way towards me slowly. I wish I could run, but because I knew it was all a dream, I couldn't. At this point, the creature was a single step away from me. It reached its unusually long arms towards me, grabbing me by the throat, piercing its sharp nails under my skin. Every time it did that, the dream ended and started again, up until I saw it for the last time. The ending was different. Instead of grabbing me, it just came up to me, face to face. What I assumed was the creature's mouth, slightly open. Though it did not move, I heard the words, "We will meet really soon." Part 2 coming soon. Part 2 coming soon. Get ready for the sequel. So yeah, that story was scary. It was scary. It was a PSA on never to trust gamer girls. Gamer girls don't exist. If you do meet a gamer girl, it's actually a demon in disguise catfishing you. You got catfished by a demon. Also, I just want to note the amount of removed and deleted comments. I don't know what happened here, but you know, people had a lot to say about this story and it was a bit controversial. One can only imagine what Redditors had to say about this scary story. Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know. That's the scariest part. We'll never know. We'll never know. It's unknown. But anyway, I need to calm my nerves. I'm so scared. I need to go away again. I need to go away once again. To calm my nerves, I need to smoke some cigarettes, and I'll be back in a minute. See ya. I am back. It's a nice sunny day. Sun's in my face. It's actually not. There's no sunlight at all. It's the middle of the night. It's midnight, in fact. I'm staying up late to record this video. It's midnight. But yeah, it's midnight. I had this whole joke planned where I was gonna say what I just said, where it's like, oh, it's sunny, but it's actually not. It's raining. Haha. But it rained, and I did try to do the whole joke thing where it was hilarious, but it rained for like 1 second. Every single time I tried to do it, it rained for 0.2 seconds. And once I finished the joke, the rain stopped. And tonight was a special occasion because like, it was like thunderstorm, fucking lightning crashing down like and so yeah, I got up. I was like, yeah, let's do. It's time. It is time to do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. As soon as I got up to do it, rain instantly stops. Like thunder, all of it is gone in an instant. So that's great. My hilarious joke is ruined. I still told it, but I altered it and it wasn't as good. So yeah, nobody at home, whoever is watching, nobody is laughing because it's ruined. Thanks God. But anyway, we're reading our final no sleep story. Our final scary story. It's the middle of the night. I'm trying to stay awake, so hopefully this story can scare me awake. Hopefully it scares me enough that I stay awake all night long. So yeah, let's just get into our final no sleep story to conclude this fucking scary as shit video. Alright, here we go. It was worth the wait. It was worth this fucking, I don't even know how long this video is. It's like fucking 5 million years long. Jesus, why are my videos so fucking long? No one watches this. Who even gets this far? Alright, so this story is called The Ants Are Watching Us by /Attacked by a Swan. Alright, so a very ominous title. The ants are watching us. What does that mean? What could it possibly mean? The ants are looking at us, they have consciousness, they're fucking taking notes, trying to imitate human behaviour. They're looking at you in the shower and you're like, fucking, you don't even know? Spying on you? Government spies are actually ants. This is a fucking origin story to Ants by DreamWorks. This is what's going on. It's an inside look on the inside world. What the fuck? My keyboard's got like a scratch in it. What the fuck? That's how it works? Wait, my light up keyboard. Yes, I have a light up keyboard because I'm a fucking lame piece of shit. But this light up keyboard, it's got like a scratch in it, and it's like the scratch is glowing as well, just like all the other keys, man. They've got a real attention to detail. When you snap the keyboard in half, fucking it starts glowing, shooting light rays out. Whoever makes these have a real taste in quality. That's why all the gamers have it, because they're so good. Even when you break them, they look pretty. Alright, let's just get into this story. My initial reaction to my girlfriend's ant keeping hobby was admittedly less than smooth. We'd been dating for a week when she introduced me to her children, a colony of carpenter ants housed inside a gigantic fish tank that took up half a living room wall. Well, first mistake of an professional ant owner. You've stored them in a fish tank. Are you fucking dumb? A fish tank for ants? Yeah, that doesn't sound exactly correct. I'm an expert ant fucking owner. I know what I'm doing. I feed my ants every single day. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. You are doing it wrong. Your girlfriend is doing it wrong. Sort your fucking GF out. The interior was made cozy and welcoming for its insect inhabitants, with live plants, driftwood, and LED lights. I cringed. That was fucking cringe. Gabby, you are cringe. Girlfriend, you are cringe. Fucking, who owns an ant colony? How cringe is that? You're going in my fucking cringe compilation, you fucking bitch. I'm breaking up with you cause you have an ant colony. Then Gabby opened the lid to feed the ants, and I screamed because I thought they would escape. Ah! They're gonna escape, they're gonna crawl all over me, Jesus man. Quick, close the lid. As soon as the lid opens, he's like, ah! I'd always found insects, even relatively harmless ones like ants and crickets, disturbing and gross. There's just something about the way they skitter across surfaces on their too many legs. Seeing a whole society of them feeding and breeding before my eyes made my breath hitch and my sphincter tighten. Jesus man, I can't fucking stand these little shits. These little shitaloids. Fuck these guys, man. I imagined thousands upon thousands of tiny little legs crawling on my skin, and the thought alone made me want to run out of the room. What a fucking loser this fucking main protagonist is. Jesus man. You're a man. You're a dude. You're supposed to protect the women from spiders and fucking creepy crawlies and shit. But you are pathetic. You're the loser. Your girlfriend has bigger muscles than you. Jesus man. Get this fucking guy out of here. Gabby rolled her eyes. Don't be a baby, she said, before taking hold of a live cricket with a pair of tweezers and placing it gently into the ant tank. The cricket began exploring the mini forest, only to be besieged by a crowd of fat black ants. I watched with a mix of fascination and disgust as I steadily took the cricket apart. After months of hanging out in Gabby's apartment, I got desensitized to the ant farm, even if I never grew to like it. I would even ants it whenever Gabby was away, topping their bottles of sugar water and lowering in the day's unlucky tributes. Then I'd snap the lid shut and thank my lucky stars that I wasn't a cricket. I have fucking nightmares, man, that I am a cricket and I'm being chased by big, giant, fat black ants. Jesus, man. I am so scared of these fucking little dudes. I don't know what they're gonna do to me. You never know with these guys. They're mental. These fucking little dudes, they're mental. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna be the death of me someday. That's probably what the story is about. One day, Gabby was out of town, visiting her grandparents. She'd be back the next day, so all I had to do was feed the ants once. No sweat, I thought. I could feed them in my sleep. After class, I went over to Gabby's place, which was only a few blocks from our university. It was a garden apartment, accessible from outside the building, and she usually kept a spare key hidden in the mailbox. Looking back, that was pretty unsafe, but at the time, we honestly didn't know better. We both came from sheltered backgrounds, where the closest we ever came to being robbed was talking to a car dealer. What's more, our school was in a rural area, where nothing much happened anywhere. It's fucking boring as shit around here. But that's where the ants are going to change it. The ants are going to change everything. I dug around in the mailbox for the key, and being unsuccessful in my search, I tried the door to find it was unlocked. As dumb as it sounds, I really wasn't concerned about it then. I just assumed Gabby had misplaced the spare key and left the door unlocked. What a fucking idiot. Jesus man. Gabby, you're fucking dumb. When you get back from your trip, I'm going to tell you how fucking dumb you are. Jesus man. I entered the hallway, and immediately, my spine began tingling. At first, I couldn't explain why. I just felt something was wrong. It's ants crawling on your neck, man. I'm predicting it. Then gradually, I started noticing small details that were out of place. The closet next to the front door was slightly ajar. One of the kitchen drawers was open. I caught a whiff of a cologne that wasn't mine. These fucking ants are wearing cologne and shit. What the fuck? You can't wear cologne, you're an ant! My heart pounding. I silently crept to the living room. It was empty, but someone had definitely been in there, and it wasn't the maintenance guy. The TV was unplugged and placed on the floor, and next to it was the Bluetooth speaker, like somebody was getting ready to make off with them. My eyes slid over to the ant farm on the shelf by the couch and widened. The tank lid was open. What the fuck? I mouthed silently. I didn't have time to consider the reasons or consequences. I heard a thud, like a heavy footstep, from inside Gabby's bedroom, and a squeaky sound of the door opening. My body went cold, then hot, then cold again. I froze completely, for a horrible second, then regained control of my legs, and started scrambling to the front door. Just as I touched the door handle, my hands slick with sweat, I heard a man's deep voice scream in terror. He screamed out several times, sounding like he'd been dropped into a snake pit, and all of a sudden, he stopped screaming, and I heard a sound like someone choking on food, and a heavy thud as a body hit the floor. I stood shaking by the door, as the sound slowly dwindled to muffled thumps on the carpet. Then, nothing. As I couldn't see the bedroom from here, I had no idea what was going on, only that some guy was dying in my girlfriend's apartment, or at least having some serious health issues. Not self issues, those are different things. My naive, panicked mind conjured up an image of a burly guy with face tattoos having a seizure in my girlfriend's bedroom after coming across her Teletubby fan art. I couldn't think of anything else in there that could scare someone that much. Jesus man, did my girlfriend's Teletubby fan art? She's a crazy Teletubby head, that's what they call Teletubby fans. She goes mental for Teletubbies, man. She loves that show. It's actually kind of creepy, if I'm honest. I don't know why I'm with this girl. I might fucking leave her. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and slowly walked to the bedroom door. I shouldn't hold my hand over my mouth while I'm trying to read. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and slowly walked to the bedroom door. Taking a deep breath, I peered inside. The breath went out of my lungs and the knife dropped to the floor. The burglar was lying on his back on the floor, dead. His eyes were wide open, bright green, and somehow waxy looking. His mouth was also open, but literally filled with ants. Thousands of black carpenter ants were streaming out of his mouth and nose, and swarming all over his body. I swear to God, they all suddenly stopped moving at once, as if to watch me. They all fucking turned their little heads at me, and they were like, bro, what the fuck are you looking at? Mind your business. This is a top secret operation. Mind your business. They said that to me, and I said nothing about it. Ever again. I will never speak of this moment ever again. Now the stream of ants started leaving the corpse and marching across the floor to the wall opposite me. Eventually, most of them were on the wall, while about a third stayed on the dead guy's face. I stared open-mouthed as the ants arranged themselves into a series of words. After about 5 seconds, there was a perfectly legible message in uniform block letter font written out on the wall. Open the window. What the fuck? I yelled. I tried to shut the door, but felt dizzy, and the floor started getting all wavy. They've drugged me. The ants have drugged me. I tried to steady myself by leaning on the door frame, but my knees gave out. The last thing I remember before blacking out was falling to the floor. When I came to, the body was still there, as were the ants. They hadn't moved, and I got the feeling they'd been waiting patiently for me to wake up. I glanced at the dead guy's dead eyes and immediately felt bile rise in my throat. I covered my mouth and backed away, looking for something to protect myself with. I picked up a paperback book that was lying around and held it in front of me like a fly swatter. I'm gonna fucking kill these ants. I don't care what my girlfriend thinks. All these ants are going to hell. Meet the wrath of God, you fucks. Then the weirdest thing happened. The ants that were sitting on the dead guy all moved to cover his face like they knew it bothered me. The result was still disturbing, a massive moving black squiggles covering a guy's head, but at least I didn't have to see him looking at me. Simultaneously, the message on the wall changed. Please, smiley face. Please let me out, please. It's okay, we'll take care of you, man. We know you're a baby and shit, but we'll take care of you. It's okay, pretty please, let us out, please. Here's what I knew about the ants so far. They'd just taken down a full-grown man, and they could spell. I decided it was my best interest to open the damn window. I took a deep, ragged breath, and got up to open the bedroom window, closing my eyes as I stepped over the corpse. I popped out the bug screen, and laid it on the floor. I looked back to the wall to see another, longer message this time, in a smaller font. Thank you. Your assistance is no longer required. Please leave. I dashed out of the room like a cockroach on steroids. I wouldn't have returned either, except I felt like a shitty boyfriend for leaving a dead burglar in the apartment. Like, I'm such a bad boyfriend. I can't believe I left the fucking dead guy in there. Man, if only I had cleaned it up, man. I'm so inconsiderate. After imbibing copious amounts of liquid courage, I eventually went back to the apartment, armed with a giant can of Raid. It turned out I'd gotten drunk for no reason, because the ants were miraculously back inside their tank, and Mr. Dead Guy had left the building. The fucking dead guy was an actor the whole time, working for the CIA, spying on you. It was all a test, all along. He left and was like, alright, see ya, I got all the information I needed, and now you're gonna get arrested because you're a fucking scumbag. That said, I knew I hadn't just dreamed up the whole event, because the apartment still looked like it was in the process of being burglarized, with the TV and speakers still on the living room floor, and random drawers left open. The ant tank was also open, but just barely. I remembered the lid was wide open when I left, but now it was open just a crack. The ants could still escape if they wanted to, although they didn't seem the least bit interested in that now. I got the impression this was another message from the ants to make it clear who was in control here. I put the apartment back in order and spent the rest of the evening looking for the body or any wandering ants. All the ants were in the tank as far as I could tell, but I found a trail of flattened grass leading from under the bedroom window to some cornfields in the distance. I tried to follow it, but eventually lost it among all the corn. I gave up and headed back, having decided to keep quiet about the whole thing, since in all likelihood, no one would believe me anyway. I would tell my girlfriend about, like, dude, your ants, they're actually fucking assassins, they're working for the CIA, and she'd be looking at me like, dude, what the fuck? I raised these ants myself, I created these ants, I don't know what you're talking about, CIA shit, I don't fucking know. And it's gonna turn out that she works for the CIA, and then I'm gonna get arrested. With all the confusion and being drunk, I forgot to feed the ants. They were okay though. They must have had plenty to eat outside, because they completely ignored their crickets the next day. In the next couple of days, I tried to maintain a lid on what had happened, while subtly trying to get the ants to reveal their secrets. Fucking interviewing them, waterboarding the ants. Fucking tell me what's going on. The result was disastrous, since I'm the worst liar ever, and also because I'm about as subtle as a wrecking ball. Gabby not only thought I was cheating on her, but had also developed a weird ant fetish. In the end, I also got kicked out of her apartment, and our relationship, when she walked in on me trying to lure the ants onto a Ouija board using ketchup. Jesus man, you're fucking dumb. What are you doing? Using a Ouija board and ketchup? What are you doing? Use mustard, you fucking moron. Jesus man, this guy's so dumb. This is why your girlfriend left you, because you're fucking stupid. I should probably have just told her the truth. I'd assumed the ants hid Burglar's body in some impossible to find place, or ate it all. But turns out it was left in plain sight out in the middle of the cornfields. I could probably have found it if I wasn't so drunk. Here's an excerpt from the local daily. Area man found dead. Don't even know his name. What was his name? Frank? Francis? I don't fucking know. He's just an area man. R.I.P. area man, you will be missed forever. Local farmers found a deceased in a cornfield about 5 miles from the university. The ongoing police investigation has so far revealed that the primary cause of death was asphyxiation, although the specific means are unknown. Authorities also reported finding non-lethal levels of toxins in the victim's blood, which were caused by numerous insect bites to his face, extremities, and the inside of his mouth and throat. The insect is thought to be a species of carpenter ant, indigenous to the area. Local health authorities urged town residents to exercise caution around wildlife and to avoid disturbing ant nests. Avoid the ants. Watch out, ants are about. And that's where the story ends. So ants are controlling the fucking county. They're behind everything. They're smarter than they look. So yeah, let that be a final message to all of you. Once you see an ant, just know that it's smarter than you. It's already thought of a plan to get rid of you. And yeah, this is all real. Like I said at the beginning, all of these stories were real. And yeah, that concludes the video, because that's the end of the story. So I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, I don't know. If you enjoyed this video, please fucking, I don't know, just, I don't know, just fucking, I don't know, just do whatever you want. Do what you think. If you wanna fucking watch more of my videos, go ahead. If you wanna like the video, go ahead. If you wanna fucking subscribe even, maybe you wanna do that, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. What, you think I'm gonna like come to your house and fucking restrain you from pressing the like button? I'm not gonna do that. That's not me. I don't do that kind of thing. So yeah, like as you will, do as you please. I don't give a shit. And if you enjoyed these stories, go read the stories. Like, I didn't write these. Go read the stories if you enjoyed them. Upvote them. Show these Redditors some love. Give these fucking heckin' chonking Redditors the love that they deserve. The upvotes. Give them all the updates. Fucking Reddit gold. Give them the Reddit gold. That's what they like. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We learned a lot about insects, or well, not insects, but you know, little critters like worms and ants. We even learned about computer viruses. Those count, right? Because computer bugs, get it? Haha, that's a joke. Yeah, if these stories scared you, you're a bitch. Yeah, these stories were never scary. If you got scared by these, you're fucking stupid, and everyone will laugh at you, and I will join in on the laughter, and I will point and laugh at you, and say, haha, you're a loser. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, bye. Bye. Fuck it, whatever. End. Bye. Goodbye. Video end. Bye. Bye. Ends the video. Okay. Bye.